In a year packed with ambitious releases and genre-bending experiments, Baby No Money stands out not by chasing scale or spectacle, but by perfecting something far rarer: pure, replayable fun. Baby No Money delivered a project that feels effortlessly enjoyable from the first listen to the 100th. Its compact hooks, sharp production choices, and unpretentious personality has created an album that never wears out its welcome. It's an increasingly uncommon trait in modern music, when money projects feel designed for one impressive listen rather than long-term attachment, because what makes Baby No Money so compelling is not just its humor or catchiness, but the precision beneath it. The album understands exactly what it wants to be and executes that vision with clarity. Tightly structured songs, memorable rhythms and lyrics, and a tonal consistency that feels light without being shallow. Every track has its own flavor, yet nothing ever feels out of place. Even the transitions between songs contribute to the album's replayability, creating a unique flow that encourages full album looping instead of cherry-picking singles. This essay will examine why Baby No Money has become for me the most genuinely enjoyable and endlessly re-listenable album and artist of 2025. Beyond its surface-level charm, the project will reveal a surprising level of craftsmanship, balancing simplicity with intention and confidence with self-awareness. Through pacing, writing, production, and cohesion, Baby No Money offers a listening experience that is both immediate and lasting, an album that earns its replay value not by accident, but by audible design. Hey, if you like what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that noti bell because it really helps out. Bag the Fuck Up, the opening track of this album, wastes no time announcing that this project marks a clear sonic pivot for Baby No Money. From the moment the bass drops, thick, heavy, and unmistakably rather aggressive, the track establishes a weight and intensity that stands in stark contrast to the lighter, more playful textures characteristic of his previous releases. It is arguably the heaviest song on the entire album, not just in terms of low-end presence, but in the sheer force of its production. The bass doesn't simply sit under the mix, it anchors it, forming the gravitational center around which the rest of the track is pulled. The song's heaviness functions as a signal flare, a deliberate message that this album is not a retread of Baby No Money's earlier formulas. It immediately reframes expectations. This isn't the usual rapid-fire humor over bouncy instrumentals, nor is it a return to his earlier lo-fi roots. Instead, Bag the Fuck Up leans into a darker, more electronic atmosphere, using distortion, sub-bass pressure, and a stripped-down rhythmic pattern to build something that feels simultaneously experimental and endlessly polished. It's the kind of opener that forces the listener to pay attention, not because it's loud or chaotic, but because its sonic identity is so sharply defined. What makes the track even more striking is its use of minimalism. Lyrically, Bag the Fuck Up is one of the least dense songs on the album, especially when compared to the punchy wordplay and rapid delivery found elsewhere in the project. Yet this sparseness isn't a limitation, it's an advantage. The limited vocal content creates spaces for the instrumentals to breathe, highlighting the unique electronic beat and rhythm that drive the track. Each line lands with precision, functioning less like traditional verses and more like percussive accents woven into the structure of the beat. The result is a track where every sound, every bass hit, every vocal snippet, every rhythmic shift feels intentional and impactful. It's a design that mirrors certain corners of modern electronic and bass music, where the experience is defined less by lyrical depth than by sonic texture and rhythmic momentum. In this way, Bag the Fuck Up operates as both a musical statement and a stylistic boundary marker. It tells the listener that this album is willing to embrace new influences and aesthetics without sacrificing the core identity that made Baby No Money's music so distinct. As an opener, the track succeeds because it sets the tone with absolute bombastic clarity. By leaning into heaviness, minimalism, and a more electronic edge, Baby No Money signals that this album is stepping outside the expectations attached to his name. Bag the Fuck Up doesn't just start the album, it reframes the conversation around what Baby No Money can sound like, and in doing so, it lays the foundation for the project's replayability, inviting the listener into a world where experimentation and accessibility coexist with surprising ease. Bing Bong, the second track on the album, marks an immediate shift in tone from the heavier bass-driven force of the opener. While personally my least favourite song on the project, its placement and construction underline an important truth about the album's range. Even the tracks that don't resonate with every listener have qualities that will make them standouts for others, and in this case it is easy to see why Bing Bong may become someone else's favourite. Its brighter energy, collaborative interplay, and distinct vocal chemistry gives it an identity that is unmistakably its own. The most notable strength of Bing Bong lies in how well Vanilla and Baby No Money bounce off each other lyrically. Their back and forth delivery feels natural, with each picking up on rhythmic cues and tone shifts from the other. The exchange around is a clear example. The phrasing, spacing, and emphasis has created a conversational rhythm that adds personality to the track. Even if the musical style doesn't fully align with my tastes, the precision of the timing and the care they have put into the flow pattern are undeniable. The track is built around a lighter, more playful beat than the opener was, leaning into a style that feels familiar within the Baby No Money catalogue, but still distinct enough to justify its place on the album's sequencing. Where Bag the Fuck Up emphasizes weight and space, Bing Bong is more kinetic, quicker, bouncier, and structured around vocal exchange rather than instrumental dominance. This shift broadens the album's palette early on, reinforcing that this project isn't confined to a single mood or sonic direction. What ultimately makes Bing Bong valuable, even for listeners like myself who may skip over it, is the way it contributes to the album's overall balance. It adds contrast, pacing, and personality. The chemistry between the two vocalists showcases a different kind of craftsmanship than the opener, less about production force and more about lyrical interplay. And while it may not land equally for everyone, its distinct tone ensures that it still enriches the album's diversity and replayability. For those who can connect with this style, Bing Bong will no doubt rise to the top as one of the catchier, more energetic tracks, and all the more power to listeners who love it, even from the perspective of someone for whom it ranks lowest on the track list. Gigolo, the third track on the album, marks the point where the project truly locks into the energy that makes it so replayable. This is the first song I fell into heavy repeat listening with, and it represents the exact blend of boldness, humor, and musical precision that defines why Baby No Money remains such a consistently entertaining artist. The topic alone, openly framing himself as a gigolo, is something very few artists would even attempt, let alone turn into a track this catchy. Yet, Baby No Money approaches it with confidence and stylistic clarity, transforming what could be a throwaway joke concept into one of the album's most addictive songs. The track's immediate hook comes from the repeated percussive pulse tied to the phrase "It's a pretty boy" anthem. That rhythmic hit is engineered to loop itself into the listener's memory, acting almost as a built-in replay trigger. It's simple, sharp, and impossible not to nod along to. The beat's structure is deliberately minimalist in a sort of sense, but never empty. Every element is calibrated to emphasize bounce and forward motion. A major highlight is the Miku-esque backing vocal layer, a bright, synthetic, almost Vocaloid style voice that cuts through the mix effortlessly. It adds a playful, surreal quality that perfectly matches the song's tone. Instead of leaning solely on swagger or comedic bravado, Gigolo fuses Baby No Money's self-aware writing with a hyper-stylized pop kind of texture, creating a sound that feels both tongue-in-cheek and genuinely infectious. Every aspect of Gigolo contributes to its fun. The pacing is tight, the transitions are clean, and the hook structure is designed for instant repeatability. It demonstrates how easily Baby No Money can take an unconventional premise and build it into something musically compelling rather than relying solely on novelty. This track is a clear indicator of why I absolutely love most of the songs on this album, and why Baby No Money continues to stand out as an artist who understands not just how to entertain his fans, but how to construct songs that linger long after their very first play. Eat, Slay, Love, the fourth track on the album, wastes no time pulling the listener into full physical engagement. From the opening seconds, the beat snaps with a momentum that practically demands movement, headbanging, shoulder-shaking, full-body rhythm, whatever the listener's instincts may be. It is one of those tracks where the energy hits before the meaning does, and where the production's punch is so strong that stillness becomes near on impossible. A major factor in that impact is the addition of Karija as the featured artist. His presence immediately adds an international dimension to the track, shifting its energy from a solo Baby No Money performance into a collaborative exchange that feels larger, bolder, and more dynamic. The pairing is unexpected on paper, but makes perfect sense in execution. Both artists thrive on high tempo, high personality delivery styles, and their combined energy amplifies this track's sense of controlled chaos. The back and forth between Baby No Money and Karija becomes one of the song's most addictive qualities. Their interplay isn't just structured, it feels alive, like a conversation, a challenge, and a shared joke all at once. Even listeners who don't fully understand what Karija is saying will find themselves drawn into the rhythm and cadence of his performance. His vocals function as another instrument into the mix, adding texture and a kind of flair that doesn't rely on lyrical comprehension to be endlessly effective. What makes Eat Slay Love stand out is its ability to translate collaboration into pure momentum. The track rides on a balance of punchy production, charismatic delivery, and stylistic contrast between the two artists. Baby No Money anchors the track with his familiar cadence and flow, while Karija injects it with a burst of unpredictability that elevates the song entirely. The result is an irresistibly energetic moment in the album, one that captures the joy of movement, the appeal of cross-cultural collaboration, and the kind of kinetic chemistry that makes a track stick in your head long after it's finished. It Boy is not only one of the strongest tracks on the album, it stands among my absolute favourites in Baby No Money's entire discography. It captures the exact intersection of humour, confidence, and electronic precision that defines his best work, and it does so with a level of polish that makes the track feel instantly iconic. From the moment the songs open up with the line, "Bitch, I'm here," the tone is locked in, bold, self-aware, and delivered with a comedic edge that enhances rather than undercuts the music. The electronic production is the backbone of the track's appeal. The beat is sharp, clean, and rhythmically tight, built on a foundation of modern electronic textures that give the song a futuristic sheen without sacrificing accessibility. Synth elements pulse with a steady momentum, and the percussive structure is engineered for replayability. Every hit, every transition, every drop is calibrated to keep the listener engaged. The track feels meticulously crafted, but never overthought. It maintains a sense of effortlessness that makes repeated listens feel completely natural. Lyrically, It Boy is a perfect showcase of Baby No Money's comedic timing and persona work. The opening line isn't just a punchline, it immediately establishes the song's attitude. The track plays with self-mythology, exaggeration, and swagger, but always with a wink and a nod. Instead of leaning too heavily into egotistical sensibilities, he frames the confidence in a way that feels playful and charismatic. This balance of humor and bravado is one of the core reasons why the song resonates so strongly. It delivers hype without taking itself too seriously. The flow structure is equally effective. Baby No Money switches between short, punchy phrases and smooth, rhythmic runs, matching the electronic beat with an instinctive sense of pacing. His delivery rides the instrumental with precision, emphasizing the right moments and letting the production shine when it needs space. The synergy between vocals and instrumentation is unusually tight, even by his standards. It Boy works because it encapsulates everything that makes Baby No Money compelling as an artist. Infectious production, comedic charm, confident delivery, and a clear understanding of how to build a track that rewards multiple replays. It is undeniably fun, sharply produced, and effortlessly memorable. An undeniable highlight of the album and a standout achievement within his catalogue. Estrella stands out immediately through its clear Spanish influence woven into every layer of the track, from the percussive patterns to the melodic phrasing and overall rhythmic flow. The beat carries a distinct Latin pulse, using syncopation, bright percussion, and warm melodic textures to create a sound that feels authentic rather than performative. Instead of treating the aesthetic as a gimmick, Baby No Money builds the song around a genuine appreciation for the culture and music traditions he is clearly drawing from. The track's atmosphere is defined by fluid movement. The rhythm section leans into patterns common in Latin pop and reggaeton, giving the song a natural sway that contrasts sharply with the electronic and bass-heavy energy of earlier tracks in the album. This shift in style expands the project's palette while maintaining its cohesion, offering a refreshing change in tone without derailing the album's momentum. What makes Estrella work so well is the respect embedded in its execution. Baby No Money isn't parodying or exaggerating, he is participating. The vocal delivery, the phrasing, and the structure are all aligned with the stylistic hallmarks of the genre, but filtered through his own identity and sound. It avoids the pitfalls of forced cultural mimicry and instead presents itself as a sincere nod to an incredible culture and language, one that he truly shows appreciation for with enthusiasm rather than superficiality. The result is a track that feels far more genuine and musically grounded than other recent attempts from major artists to incorporate Spanish influences. Drake. It is confident, catchy, and built on a real understanding of what makes this style so compelling. Estrella shines as a moment of cultural appreciation, rhythmic finesse, and stylistic versatility. Another key example of how this album continually surprises without losing its sense of cohesion or identity. Come to Brazil is another standout track that showcases Baby No Money's uncanny ability to merge infectious beats with cultural homages. Just like Estrella leaned into Spanish influences, this song leans wholeheartedly into the spirit and rhythm of Brazil, and it does so with the same kind of respect and musicality that makes it so enjoyable. From the moment the beat drops, there is a tangible sense of movement and celebration, one that makes you want to get up and groove along, even if your dancing skills are questionable at best. What is remarkable about this track is how Baby No Money balances the playful and comedic elements he is known for with an authentic nod to Brazilian musical stylings. The rhythm itself carries a distinctly Brazilian type of energy, from the percussion-heavy beats to the way the song flows, smooth, bouncy, and impossible to ignore. You can feel the sunshine and vibrancy of Brazil in every note, and it's hard not to be swept up in the sheer fun of it all. Much like Estrella honored Spanish music without feeling gimmicky or shallow, Come to Brazil demonstrates that Baby No Money has an ear not just for catchy melodies, but for cultural authenticity. There is a true lightheartedness to his delivery and lyrics, but it never undercuts the infectious energy of the beat. This combination of fun, respect, and musicality is precisely what makes repeated listens feel rewarding, and why tracks like this cement Baby No Money's status as one of the most enjoyable and re-listenable artists of 2025. At its core, Come to Brazil isn't just a song, it's an invitation to dance, to celebrate, and to experience the joy of music that's both playful and culturally resonant. For me, and for countless other listeners, that's exactly what makes it so impossible to skip, impossible to resist, and utterly impossible to forget. Check is arguably the most well-known song on the album, and it's easy to see why. From the moment Baby No Money drops into that iconic dance with the instantly memorable, it's a song that's built to stick in your head and stay there. The track manages to be both fun and infectious, the kind of song that makes you want to move whether you're alone in your room or in a crowd of friends and family. It's playful, it's clever, and it's pure Baby No Money energy distilled into a single track. The music video amplifies this effect. In terms of visual identity, it is one of the most uniquely Baby No Money creations you will come across. Quirky, over the top, and just a little bit absurd, but in the best and most comedic way possible. It's the perfect complement to the song's infectious energy. Every dance move, every visual gag, and every wink to the camera feels intentional and fun, perfectly capturing the charisma that makes Baby No Money's work so engaging. Musically, Check is deceptively simple but incredibly effective. The beat itself is catchy and propulsive, providing the perfect backdrop for the playful vocal lines. The repetition of hook isn't just filler, it is the genius of minimalism in pop rap form. It gives this song a sense of unity and makes it easy to follow along to, sing along to, and remember long after that very first listen. Ultimately, Check stands as a track that defines the album's appeal in many ways. It's fun, it's infectious, and it is distinctly bbno money. For new listeners, it's often the gateway into the rest of the album and his discography, and for longtime fans, it's a moment to revel in everything that makes his music so undeniably enjoyable. Even if it is not your absolute favorite track, you cannot deny the sheer personality, creativity, and energy packed into every second of Check. Hot Topic is one of those tracks that immediately caught me off guard. At first, I didn't think I'd like it at all, to be honest. I'm not American, nor am I particularly familiar with the store that shares this song's name, so I wasn't expecting to connect with the theme. Yet as soon as the beat drops and bbno money starts his effortless flow, all of that quickly becomes irrelevant. The song's energy, rhythm, and sheer catchiness are impossible to resist. There's something brilliantly universal about how bbno money constructs his hooks. Even if the subject matter isn't immediately relatable, the music itself pulls you in. By the time I realized I was halfway through the song, I was already repeating it in my head, anticipating the next clever turn of phrase or beat drop. It's a testament to bbno money's skill that a song about something so culturally specific to America can still feel fun, accessible, and downright addictive to someone halfway across the world. It's also a clear example of why I've come to love this album and bbno money as an artist so very much. Hot Topic is likely going to end up among my most listened to bbno money tracks of 2025 whenever Spotify Wrapped rolls around, and that speaks volumes. It proves that even the seemingly unrelatable songs of his are crafted with such infectious musicality and charisma that they transcend geography, background, or familiarity with the references. In short, Hot Topic is a perfect reminder of bbno money's ability to make songs that are both specific and ultimately universal, playful yet meticulously crafted, and instantly addictive even when you didn't think you'd give a shit. It's another shining example of why this album is so re-listenable, and why bbno money continues to stand out as one of my personal and most enjoyable artists of 2025. Yezzir is, without a doubt, one of the most earworm-like tracks on the album. From the moment it starts, there is something instantly infectious about the beat. It's almost alien in texture, with a beam-like sound that feels both futuristic and playful. The repeated chanting of Yezzir, paired with the light hooks you in immediately, and it's impossible not to start mentally singing along. But what truly elevates Yezzir beyond a standard catchy song is the way listeners, myself included, have taken the spelling out in our heads. Has become this little internal chant that extends the enjoyment of the song far beyond its actual runtime. That playful interaction, whether intentional or serendipitous, is what transforms Yezzir into a song you don't just listen to, you almost experience it. Musically, the track is brilliant in its minimalism. It doesn't need an overtly complex arrangement or deep lyrical content to captivate, because the combination of bbno money's infectious delivery, quirky futuristic beats, and the hypnotic repetition of the hook is more than enough to make it a standout track. It's one of those songs that, even if you weren't expecting it, burrows into your brain and refuses to leave. Yezzir perfectly encapsulates why this album is so re-listenable. It's fun, inventive, and playful in a way that few songs manage to be. Every single song brings a smile, every repeat reinforces its infectiousness, and every time you spell it out in your head, you feel a little more connected to the sheer joy bbno money packed into this track. It's not just a song, it's an audible experience, and an amazing one at that. Rich, Sexy, Ugly is one of those tracks that doesn't hit instantly like some of the other songs on this album, but it's slowly growing on me with each new listen. Unlike the infectious energy of Yezzir before it, or the immediately captivating pull of the song that follows, this track takes its time to sink in, revealing layers that are easy to overlook on a first pass. Musically, it's solid, but more understated than its neighbours. There's a rhythm and flow that's undeniably bbno money, but it doesn't have the immediate earworm quality that makes you hit repeat without even thinking about it. That said, the song has its own charm. There's a subtle cleverness in the lyrics and delivery that becomes more apparent the more you listen. It's one of those tracks that rewards patience, where the enjoyment grows as you pick up on the nuances of bbno money's style and wordplay. Even if it is not my favourite song on the album, or anywhere near the highs of Yezzir or the next track, Rich, Sexy, Ugly, still contributes to the album's overall variety and replay value. Its slower, burning appeal adds contrast and depth, making the faster, wider tracks stand out even more. Over time, I have come to appreciate it for what it is, a track that may not dominate my playlists immediately, but has quietly proven its worth as part of their larger journey throughout this album. In short, Rich, Sexy Ugly is a reminder that not every track needs to hit hard instantly to become enjoyable. Some songs take time, and the slow build of appreciation is part of what makes repeated listenings so rewarding on this particular album. 1800 is a track that quickly cemented itself as one of the best on the album, and it is easy to see why. From the very first listen, the inclusion of the vocally unique Iron Mouse adds a layer of texture and charm that elevates the song beyond the usual Baby No Money formula. Her voice blends almost seamlessly with Baby No Money's playful delivery, creating a dynamic that's both fun and surprisingly addictive. The repeated tagline of is an absolute earworm, instantly memorable, and impossible not to chant along with. It's a perfect example of Baby No Money's gift for crafting hooks that stay on your head long after the song is ended, making it a prime candidate for repeated listens to. The way the lyrics and beat interact creates a kind of synergy that feels almost effortless, but is clearly meticulously crafted for maximum enjoyment. The music video only amplifies this effect. Its quirky visuals and clever editing mirror the infectious energy of the track itself. The background electronic music is unlike anything else on this album, playful, futuristic, and perfectly suited to the unique personalities involved. It's the kind of song where every listen to feels fresh, and every watch of the video adds another layer of enjoyment. 1800 exemplifies why this album is so re-listenable. Between the hypnotic tagline, the distinctive collaboration with Iron Mouse, and the inventive electronic production, it's a song that pulls you in and refuses to let go. For me, it's one of those tracks that has instantly made the album feel so special, highlighting the creative risks Baby No Money takes that pay off in such entertaining and infinitely memorable ways. Pump It may not be the first song that comes to my mind when I hear the words Pump It, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it is pure peak Baby No Money infectiousness. From the first beat, there is an undeniable energy that is just classic Baby No Money, playful, bold, and impossible not to move along with. It's one of those tracks where, even if it doesn't immediately strike you as groundbreaking, the more you listen, the more you find yourself humming, bouncing, and getting lost in its rhythm. The beat itself is tightly constructed, blending electronic flourishes with a sense of fun that keeps it from ever feeling repetitive. Baby No Money's delivery is effortless, playful, and perfectly matched to the upbeat production, making the track feel like a personal invitation to enjoy the moment. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel, and that's exactly what makes it work. It's confident in its style, and it knows how to make a simple idea utterly irresistible. Pump It embodies what makes this album so perfect. Even if it's not the headline track that comes to mind first, it's a reminder that Baby No Money excels at crafting songs that are infectious by design. Every hook, every beat, and every lyrical twist is engineered for maximum fun and enjoyment, making it a track you return to again and again without ever thinking twice. NSFW immediately feels like a step up from Pump It, even if personally I consider it one of the weaker songs on the album. But let me be clear, calling it weaker doesn't mean it's bad, far from it in fact. Baby No Money's ability to make even his less standout tracks catchy and fun is on full display here. The repeated hook of "Goddamn, this shit ain't safe for," followed by is without exaggeration addictive. It's the kind of line that burrows into your brain instantly, making you repeat it long after the track has ended, and with that infectious energy, combined with the clever wordplay and Baby No Money's signature comedic timing, ensures that even the songs I don't immediately gravitate towards are worth hearing and rehearing. This track highlights one of Baby No Money's greatest strengths: consistency. Even a weaker track has undeniable replay value, catchy hooks, and fun production. It is a testament to the overall quality of the album that every song, regardless of my own personal preference, contributes to an enjoyable listening experience. Not Safe for Work proves that in Baby No Money's world, there are no true misses. Even the songs that aren't instant favorites carry the same energy, charm, and creativity that makes this album such a standout in 2025. F.U.N.K stands out on the album as the chillest track, and that alone makes it an absolute joy to listen to. While many of the other songs are high energy, infectious, and over the top in the best ways imaginable, F.U.N.K takes a step back and offers a smooth, laid-back vibe that immediately becomes comforting. It's the kind of song that lets you breathe, groove, and just enjoy the music without feeling like you need to move at a million miles an hour. For me, it is a perfect drive song. Whether you're in your car heading somewhere or nowhere in particular, the rhythm and mellow energy makes it impossible not to relax and just soak in the moment. bbno Money's flow here is effortless, riding the beat in a way that feels casual yet meticulously crafted. It's the kind of track where every note and every pause lands just right, creating a soundtrack for doing nothing in particular and enjoying it to the full extent. There is a subtle charm in its minimalism too. Unlike the louder, more in-your-face tracks on the album, F.U.N.K doesn't demand attention, it invites it. The combination of chill beats, smooth production, and bbno Money's laid-back delivery makes it endlessly listenable and easy to return to. Ultimately, F.U.N.K, or F.U.N.K, is proof of the versatility of this album. It's not always about maximum energy or over-the-top hooks. Sometimes the most enjoyable songs are the ones that let you lean back, nod along, and just appreciate the ride. And in that sense, F.U.N.K is perfect, solidifying its place as one of the album's most relaxing and effortlessly replayable tracks. Main Squeeze continues bbno Money's tradition of sorts of including at least one or two romantic songs on each album or release, and this track fills that role perfectly for this album in particular. From the very first notes, it has a chill, laid-back vibe that immediately sets it apart from the more high-energy tracks surrounding it. It is not flashy or over the top, but that subtlety is exactly what makes it hit so hard. The beauty of Main Squeeze lies in its vagueness. bbno Money doesn't over-explain or complicate the emotions or the lyrics. Instead, he gives just enough to evoke that feeling of affection for someone special, the person we all have or hope to have in our own lives. That minimalism allows listeners to project their own experiences onto the song, making it incredibly relatable and deeply personal. It's that delicate balance between simplicity and the emotional resonance that makes this track so effective and so emotional. Musically, it is smooth, chill, and easy to get lost in. The soft beats, subtle instrumentation, and bbno Money's casual delivery combine to create a song that feels intimate without ever being cloying. It's the kind of track you can play in the background, but it also rewards active listening to for when you want to feel the emotional weight of the lyrics. Main Squeeze is a reminder that bbno Money is not just about infectious hooks and comedic wordplay. He can also deliver genuine emotion in a way that's understated yet undeniably impactful. For me, it is one of those tracks that shows the depth of his artistry, and it's another reason why this album is so truly re-listenable. Even amidst the chaos, humor, energy, and bassiness of this album, he finds room for tenderness, and Main Squeeze captures that beautifully. ADD is in many ways a comedically personal song that perfectly showcases bbno Money's unique sense of humor. From the very first line, where the main line tag is "I got ADD," it's clear he's not taking himself too seriously, but he's doing it in a way that's clever, memorable, and endlessly entertaining. The humor is bold, unapologetic, and woven seamlessly into the music itself, which is one of the things I love most about bbno Money as an artist. The bass-heavy electronic beat in the background elevates the track even further. It gives the song an infectious energy that makes the repeated hook and comedic lyrics land perfectly every time. The way he cleverly transforms the concept of ADD into a lyrical joke about having a huge D is absurd, ridiculous, and yet somehow brilliant. That playfulness and wit is quintessentially bbno Money, and it is why tracks like this keep me coming back for repeated listenings. The music video adds another layer of enjoyment. Animated, chaotic, and bursting with creativity, it brings the energy of the song to life visually. bbno Money went all out, hiring a multitude of incredibly talented artists to contribute throughout the track, making the video as multifaceted and unpredictable as the song's title itself. Every scene, every animation style, and every visual gag mirrors the humor and chaotic charm of the track, making it an experience that goes just beyond mere listening. ADD is a perfect example of why this album is to me so infinitely re-listenable and incredible. Even the tracks that are the most absurd or seemingly niche have layers of creativity, humor, and musicality that makes them impossible to ignore. It is bold, funny, and infectious and uniquely Baby No Money, and yet it serves as another reminder of why I love this album so much, and why Baby No Money continues to stand out as one of my favorite artists of 2025. Like This, Like That easily claims its place as the second earworm song of the album. Much like Yezzir earlier on, it has the impossible to shake quality that makes you want to hit repeat almost immediately. The main hook,
I like this, I like that, I like this, I like that, I like this, I like that, I bought two so they can match,
is absurd, playful, and utterly incredibly addictive. Once you hear it, it burrows into your brain and refuses to leave, and that's precisely why it works so damn well. The brilliance of this track lies in its simplicity. Baby No Money doesn't need a complicated beat or intricate lyrics to make it stick. The repetition of the hook, combined with a clever wordplay and infectious rhythm, is more than enough. The production complements his delivery perfectly, with a bouncy, playful energy that reinforces the earworm nature of the song. It's the kind of track where the lyrics are fun to sing along with, and the beat makes you want to move no matter where you are. Like This, Like That is a reminder of Baby No Money's talent for creating songs that are instantly memorable while remaining fun and lighthearted. It's the kind of track that could easily become someone's favorite without needing a deep or complicated message or reason why. It's pure enjoyment, perfectly crafted for repeated listening. In essence, this song reinforces why this album is so truly Baby No Money is. Between the infectious hooks, playful wordplay, and bounce of the beat, Like This, Like That stands out as another track that's impossible not to love, and another reason why Baby No Money shows his brilliance time and time again. If Check isn't the most well-known song from this album, then 2 certainly has to be a contender. The track has an undeniable presence, in no small part thanks to that absolutely fantastic Sonic movie edit that went viral. Even if you weren't initially drawn to the song itself, the clip makes it impossible to forget. It's the perfect example of how Baby No Money's music extends beyond the studio and into pop culture in fun and unexpected ways. The chant, sung by a bunch of children, is immediately catchy, and even though it's technically not Baby No Money singing the line himself, it's just as infectious as anything he has delivered vocally. That simplicity, through repetition and pure energy, makes it an instant earworm, one that's fun to shout along to, and impossible not to repeat. 2 is a perfect example of how Baby No Money's influence extends beyond his own performances. Even tracks where he isn't directly delivering the lyrics can still maintain the infectious energy, cleverness, and replayability that makes this album so enjoyable. It's a track that's easy to see becoming one of the most recognized songs of the year, and it's yet another reason why I have fallen so much in love with this album. Boom is without a doubt the most word-repetitive song on the album. From beginning to end, Baby No Money is literally just saying boom in unique and different ways, but still the same ways at the very same time. There's something hypnotic about the repetition, the way the beat carries the word, timing of the delivery, and the sheer confidence in its simplicity all come together to make it incredibly engaging. This track is one of the clearest examples of Baby No Money's unique talent. He can still make a song straight fire. Boom also showcases his skill at creating replayable music, despite, or maybe because of, its repetitive nature. This track proves that sometimes simplicity and confidence are all you need to make a song unforgettable. Boom is a celebration of Baby No Money's creativity and instinct for fun. It's proof that Baby No Money can make anything work, and in doing so, he reinforces why this album and this song are so unique in the landscape of music that is 2025. Finally Up is the perfect way to close out this album, and it couldn't be more unlike what some artists might do with a final track. Instead of making the last song the chillest, the most forgettable, or something you don't really mind skipping, Baby No Money goes all in. From the very first beat to the very last note, it's pure, unfiltered Baby No Money amazingness. The track hits immediately with infectious energy, clever wordplay, and that signature humor and charm we've all come to expect throughout this album and throughout his discography. It's the kind of song that makes you want to listen from start to finish and then hit replay almost immediately afterwards. Every beat, every line, and every subtle production choice feels intentional, crafted to leave a lasting impression and ensure the album ends on the most catchiest notes possible. Finally Up also reinforces why this album is so amazing. Even after 20 plus tracks of diverse styles, earworms and infectious hooks, bbno Money saves a track that encapsulates all of his strengths: wit, energy, musical creativity, and the ability to make every moment fun and engaging. It's a reminder that he is not just about making individual hits, he's about crafting an album that's a complete, enjoyable experience from start to finish. Looking back at every track on this album, it's impossible not to fall in love with bbno Money or the artist bbno Money all over again. From their heavy, bass-driven opener, Back the Fuck Up, to the high energy closer, Finally Up. Every song brings something unique, fun, and absolutely bbno Money-like. Even the songs I personally like less, like Bing Bong or Rich Sexy Ugly, have hooks, clever wordplay, or beats that make them worth listening to again and again, even though I may not like them as much as others. That's honestly one of the craziest things about this album. It's consistently enjoyable from start to finish. What really makes this album stand out for me isn't just the infectious beats or clever lyrics, it's bbno Money's personality and how it shines through. You can hear it in every track, from his absurd humor in ADD and Boom to the earworm hooks of Yezzir and Like This, Like That. It's like he is inviting you into his world, one that's ridiculous, playful, creative, and genuinely fun. At the end of the day, this isn't just a collection of songs, it's a whole, audible experience. It's the album I find myself coming back to in 2025 over and over and over again. Whether I want to laugh, dance, or just vibe to some chill-ass tunes, bbno Money has done it again. And honestly, I don't see myself ever getting tired of this album. For anyone who's even a little bit curious, this is an album that rewards every listen. And I can safely say it is the most enjoyable and re-listenable album of 2025 in my opinion.